You like cheap comic books, right? Well, I'm Professor Allen, and I talk about cheap comic books on the Quarterbin podcast. In every episode, I'll dissect a single comic from my collection, as long as I paid no more than 25 cents for the issue. Forget about $4 new comics that you can read in 4 minutes, or crossover events that can cost $100 to collect. Join me in the Quarterbin, where even bad comics are a bargain, and good ones are a steal. The Quarterbin podcast is part of the Relatively Geeky Podcast Network. Visit us at relativelygeekypodcast.blogspot.com or search Relatively Geeky or Quarterbin Podcast in iTunes. I guarantee it'll be worth every penny.
Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Colin Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 947, for comics originally coming out November the 13th. But before Drew and I get into what's coming up in your local comic book shops this coming Wednesday, Drew, it's been a while, a lot of changes, a lot of crazy, a lot of everything, but boy, when it's all said and done, we're settling in and we are back, sir.
Yeah. Question we're getting, where you been? Where y'all been? Because all our fans are from the South, I guess. So I moved from my home of 25 years.
Darn.
I moved closer to work. I got a new job earlier this summer. I don't work hybrid remote anymore. 5 days a week in office. Was driving. My commutes were averaging anywhere from an hour and 15 to an hour and a half to get there. Hour 15, an hour and a half to get back, and it was getting to be too much. So decided to move closer to where my daughter lives, a couple minutes away from her, and closer to work. But moving's hard. Moving after 25 years. Yeah. Moving after 25 years in one spot where you've accumulated a lot of shit, and comics are heavy.
If you ever want somebody to completely berate and infuriate your entire collection and anything you did, have them help you move those products, because boy, you'll get a lot of, why do you have these? Why do you have so many of these? Who collects things? These are heavy. Are you dumb? I
got all that from, including you, I think. Might have said it a couple times. But yeah, my brother, of course, helped me, and had some friends help. But when they got to the comic collection, it didn't make sense to them. They thought it was a couple of boxes. And as the boxes continued into the 40s and 50s, they got angry, and I almost had a mutiny. But we got most of the important stuff moved, got settled in. Took me a week or so to find the box that had the podcast equipment in, so I didn't get set up in time for last week. But now I'm good to go. Now I am back in my new office. It's a little cavernous, so if it sounds different, that might be why. But that's why we've been gone for a while, because I have moved, and still trying to settle in. I still got shit in boxes everywhere, so not quite settled completely, but I got enough to get the podcast room going. And we can come back and we can start talking comics again.
Absolutely.
So excited about that. We did get a question, came in from Jason Kim. How does the uncertainty of the economy impact you guys on growing or decreasing your pull list?
I mean, as times get tough and the electric bill becomes more of a requirement and less things, then absolutely there just becomes a time when...
Oh, yeah. For sure. I've cut my comics down quite a bit. And so, my my mortgage is way higher than it was, so that can't skip that.
As much as we try,
I'd love
'tis frowned upon.
Yeah. There's no mortgage forgiveness, is there? Do they have a mortgage forgiveness program? That would be
that is a loan forgiveness that's not even bantied about, unfortunately.
Yes. If you do plan to decrease your comic book spendings, will you guys completely switch over to reading Marvel Unlimited or DC Unlimited or Comixology Unlimited? And would you still go to a convention? I hope that makes sense.
Cons are still a yes, absolutely. You still save up for those trips, those C2E2s, those Comic-Cons, those little things. Those are always a good time. So those are part of the collection that's always worth, a little bit of sacrifice. You may have to pull a few things back on the pull list. Several things that you're like, ooh, this intrigues me, but wouldn't be necessary reading have gotten pushed, which is a big part of my case. Whereas it's just like, I'm going to read everything because we got to review it and do this, to be like, all right, I'm going to read the staples and I'm going to try to pick a new series monthly because, we didn't hold the line at $2.99.
Spawn did.
Yeah, Spawn did. I've got 3 children to feed, so therefore, they get a little cranky when you decide they can't have ketchup because Daddy needed 2 night wings. So, I mean... and again, then there's uncertainty about the liquidity of having a collection that you always kind of said, well, I can always justify that I have this collection. I can always sell it and make money. But then as the economy starts to tank a little bit, you're like, I can sell anything, I don't think, because nobody's got money kind of thing.
If I didn't sell during COVID, done, screwed up.
Yeah, exactly. I just have lots of paperweights. So, all this stuff goes through your heads as things like the not even primary, secondary, or tertiary aspects of your life become way more scrutinized by, if not you, your loved ones. So it is definitely a thing that gets pulled back because as you sacrifice, it's, am I going to cancel Hulu or get a couple less books? Kind of thing.
Yeah. But I think the apps are definitely a great hedge against inflation, man.
100%. And then if you've got a buddy who buys digitally and you just have him log you in and gives you a little bit of extra access, that's always a good thing.
Oh, you can share passwords on those things?
Yeah. He, his Comixology, he's like, hey, I left it logged in at work, so if you want to read some stuff today, boom.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good buddy.
Reading comics at work, nice.
I know. Excuse me, customer. I'm in the middle of something.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I think those are great, and it also gives you basically an unlimited supply of comics forever. You can just keep going back and back and back forever and never read them all. So that's a great hedge against inflation for sure. Good question. Because we po sometimes.
Absolutely. Appalachian Comics.
for fun and profit.
Exactly.
You know what it's time for?
Drew, I don't remember what it's time for. It's been so long.
I'm
unaware.
We do something called the Hot 10.
Hot 10. We are heading to our good friends at Comics Heating Up. No, we are heading to our good friends at comicbookinvest.com. CBSI.
He's rusty. He's a little rusty.
Absolutely. Got to shake the rust off. Got to kick the dew off. We shall return. But we are heading to our number 1 book, which is, of course, Spider-Boy 11 in Slot We Trust. Apart from this being an awesome cover, which I pointed out that I love this cover from the get-go, this is the first appearance of the character that becomes the new Spider-Girl. Granted, we know very little about the character so far, apart from she is the understudy to Bullseye, but we are introduced to her in this issue ahead of her full reveal as Spider-Girl in issue 12. This week we saw more than 30 sales, averaging about $20 as high as even hit as much as $45, while there are the occasional near cover price sale as well. A bit inconsistent in pricing, but volumes are starting to pick up.
Don't care.
At rank 2, near and dear to my heart, Mass Effect Redemption 1, a massively popular video game franchise, gets an adaptation news. So are we that surprised The related comic is seeing an interest this week. With over 30 sales, this quickly went from cover price, which had a $15 book, to now hitting as high as $25 raw. If Shinobi can hit, why not Mass Effect?
Okay, now.
A very cool space science fiction pseudo RPG game that I think is really well done and well written. And of course, Dark Horse had a comic adaptation of these books as well.
I've heard it's always on like greatest franchises of all times lists, you know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I've never played it, so I didn't even know that it is kind of like an RPG.
Yeah, the first one has a lot of skill tree and leveling stuff, so it felt, being a shooter, but felt very RPG aspects of it. They got a little bit away from that. It was one of the first games where it's just like you can romance anybody or talk to anybody or kill anybody or go with anybody. You know, the world is your oyster kind of thing.
Nice.
So it hit very good in that regard. And
what era are we talking about for the first game?
Early 2000s.
Okay.
Yes, and they've managed to squeeze about 4 of them in there. So it was a Xbox 360 game.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. At rank 3, we have Emily the Strange #1, another Dark Horse book. 2 Dark Horse books in the top 3, Drew. Despite a softer week as far as volume goes, this book climbed up the list thanks to a surge in prices. This book is now averaging $50 and is still on the rise, as there are a few auctions still in play that could raise that in the weeks to come. This book even hit a high of $170 raw this week.
Wow.
For a nice-looking copy, so I'm not quite sure where the ceiling may be, as this is well above where we even expected it.
Okay, Brian Books, Jessica Gruner, Rob Roger, and Buzz Parker. I don't remember this.
I'm not sure about this one either. Let me do a little cursory search and find some dates on this book.
It must be new. I guess it doesn't have to be new, but
oh my goodness, nothing's working on my internet because it wants me to sign into Google to do eBay now, which is stupid.
That is dumb.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I wonder if I have to do that.
2009 Dark Horse.
Oh. So, weird that the heat is there. Must be optioned?
Yeah, I would imagine it's an option thing. But
yeah,
that's cool. Again, we've been away, so this is our catch-up, and we get to do it right in front of all y'all. So
yeah, we're catching up right now. Yeah.
At rank 4, we know all about this. The first Gambit, Uncanny X-Men 266, Gambit comes back and around again as a new batch of rumors point to new possibilities for everyone's favorite Cajun in the MCU and his future. With over 30 sales, the prices remain pretty high on this classic book, as raws can run up to $200 for a nice copy. USCDC 9.8 is over $500. What we do know is that Deadpool 3 will hit Disney Plus next week. And cut after credit scene points to the survival of Remy, so the option to retain Channing Tatum, as the character in the MCU, as he said in the flick, "Ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself."
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to get new cutscenes that we didn't get in the...
We already got a cut post-credit scene that points to Gambit surviving that final attack.
We already got it.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So, that's always a good thing.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. At rank 5, we have Batman: The Long Halloween, the last Halloween 0, Batman Day edition. This is one that they were just giving out, I assume. Just when I thought the title couldn't get any longer, we have a sales spiking on the 2024 Batman Day edition of this book. With over 20 sales this past week, this edition is averaging about $15 with highs of $20. Is this due to the success of the Penguin show, or just excitement for more of what Loeb is doing with Batman with this series, as well as his upcoming Hush sequel?
Huh, very cool.
Yeah. Whatever the case, be mindful of this variant edition, as it has that little Batman logo down in the front for the Batman Day edition.
Why is the I thought Tim Sale died. Is this old stuff?
Maybe a manuscript or something he put. So who knows?
Okay.
At rank 6, Something is Killing the Children 0 issue. Of course,
another 0.
Yeah, James Tinian. So if it's a Dark Horse or a Zero issue, we got you covered this week.
Right.
Another unlockable book out of Boom. To celebrate 5 years of the franchise, Boom gave us a Zero edition of Something is Killing the Children, including a number of incentives as well as what amounts to one per store type of book here with this virgin cover. Decent amount of volume so far, as this book is averaging over $20 with a high of $30, a bit of a premium to the last few unlocks, which have hung around 10 to 15.
Very cool.
At rank 7, Amazing Spider-Man 654 in slot we trust. With rumors of Sony getting behind an Agent Venom in future films, we are surprised, and there has been interest in the renewed of this first appearance. Nothing official, or I would have imagined a great spike, but still going from basically no sales last week to over a dozen the last few days. This is solidified as a $30 raw book for the most part. So Venom may get more than 3 movies. Who knows?
I think 3's enough.
Yeah, I think so too. At rank 8, Venom War 4, 1 in 25. Speaking of Venom, here we have the next installation of Venom War with issue 4, complete with a badass incentive cover by John Jiang. This looks like a cover buy for most, as I'm not hearing anything about the regular issue. So it's just another case of a variant cover making good based on artist and artistry alone, as this is now averaging well above the ratio at $35 and even saw a high sale of $65.
Cool.
Yeah. At rank 9, Sectaris #1, the 1 in 50. This is an Oni press, Brooke Drew. Oni making the hot 10.
I think it's Sectars.
Sectaris? What do you think it's called?
Sectars.
Sectars. Okay.
Like centaurs, only sectars.
Okay.
I think.
So cent would be 10, sec would be... who knows? Anyways. Off the outside looking in last week, as it only had one sale. This hard-to-find high-ratio incentive makes the list not due to volume, but a constant spike in pricing. Only about 3 sales this week, but there are not many of this book available to begin with, which hasn't stopped this from selling at an average of $135, with the high mark set at $144. I'm a fan of the nostalgia of this property, along with the homage to Uncanny 268.
Didn't catch that.
I did not either. But these prices are absolutely staggering. At rank 10, Mark Spears' Monster #1, the second print one in 25. Another book grabbing a spot at the bottom of the list with very low volumes. This second print incentive from Mark Spears, just like the last book, this one climbs off the outside looking in to make the list with an average sale price of $85, when only just a few sold. A high mark of 93 for this week. Not many of these listed for sale, so another book this week with super low volume due to the absolutely low supply but high pricing. And that looks like a Halloween homage.
Yeah, don't know that one either.
And part of our notable sales, we have Ultimate Fallout #4, the 1 in 25. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. You know, sometimes a notable sale isn't about an all-time high, but rather a shocking drop. This is the case with this book, as the most recent CGC 9.8 sold for $7,723, which is a far cry from the last sale of $10,200 in just September. And neither sale is anywhere near the heights of days long past when this hit $43,000.
Man, can you imagine if you bought it for $43,000
and it's worth $7,000?
And now it's worth $7,000. Oh man, what a bummer!
Yeah. And that's why this market is not easy. That's why we do the pod. And Dynamic Comics #8, a classic PCH cover that rarely comes to market, and when it does, it seems to just set new high marks. This week's CGC 1.0 sale of $10,000 is a huge jump from the last sale in this grade, which was back in 2018 for a paltry $1,500.
Dynamic Comics. Interesting. Yeah. That's old school.
Classic stuff, Drew. Classic stuff.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
All right, Drew. You know what else I'm missing? It's been a while since we've done some things. Let's head on over to our good friends at DC Connect and see what DC has for us starting the new year. We're talking about 2025 already, Drew. Let's head on over. Look at November, but we're thinking about January 2025. And we're starting this year off with a bang, the way we always start the year off with Aquaman, right?
Right. Nothing says new comics like Aquaman comics. Man, it's been a long time since we've had an Aquaman comic.
I haven't really enjoyed Aquaman since New 52 Aquaman and Jeff Johns, so we shall see.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's see if that's actually where we start as we move on down. Nope, we are starting with Justice League Unlimited 3. Drew, I don't know about you, but I'm all in. And I'm all in because DC said all in.
All in.
Of course, that's Mark Waid's book. Heading down, we have, of course, Batman 608 and 609 facsimile editions. These are those beautiful Jim Lee covers, part 1 and part 2 of Hush in that series. So those are books that may have priced out a little bit on people, but for $4 pop, you can snag them here and start your collection back. Beautiful covers, beautiful interiors, beautiful everything for this Hush series. So I think we know what they're doing this month and the next month or two. And we'll also get, of course, that Batman versus Superman issue within this run when we move it. But that's kind of cool. We also get Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, #1, but a noir edition. So instead of saying black and white or pencils, we're calling it noir.
Noir. I get it.
Batman The Long Halloween #1 gets its own facsimile as well. So if you missed out on the old Long Halloween back in the day, of course, we talked about Tim Sale just a little bit ago. Snag it up here, and it, again, just a $5.
Or the Zero issue, or the new series, any of those. Get y'all excited for it, and you can go back to where it started.
Gateway drugs, brother. Gateway drugs. The first one's cheap or free. The rest of them, they gonna cost you.
Yep, they're gonna cost you.
All in, Drew. I'm all in. So that means I'm reading Batman 156. Our boy Chip Zdarsky and Tony Daniels on this one. The Dying City builds to its penultimate issue. And Absolute Batman 4. Lots of really good things I'm hearing about Absolute Batman. Of course,
it was a really good first issue.
That seems to be the consensus. Who knew people love Batman?
Yeah. And Scott Snyder.
You know who else they also love, Drew? They love Jason Aaron. And his third issue of Absolute Superman will be coming out as well on January 1st, 2025. Start your new year and start it with Absolute Superman 3.
I read the ash can of this. I have the first issue sitting on the stack, and I haven't read it quite yet, but I'm excited to because the ash can was really good.
Yeah. We consider our all-in. We consider our absolutes. We continue that with Absolute Wonder Woman 4, Superman 22, Joshua Williamson writing that. And now we get a new book. We get Superman Lex Luthor Special #1. That's Joshua Williamson writing that. So it's kind of an offshoot and continuation of the standard Superman line.
Yeah. Still not to Aquaman, though.
Still not. Wonder Woman 17 all-in. Love that Del Mundo cover with Wonder Woman doing the Cats in the Cradle with her lasso of truth.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually a really cool cover. I like that. And we finally get to Aquaman 1, written by Jeremy Adams. Art and cover by John Timms. Salvador LaRocca, Christian Ward, Brad Walker doing additional covers as well. Some really cool stuff. In the wake of absolute power, Arthur Curry's powers have evolved to powerful new heights, and this is one king ready to use them to kick some serious butt. I like it when we do good things with Aquaman, and he's not just the laughing stock, so we shall see. So Aquaman has new powers, and it looks like he can make a water sword, Drew. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I read Absolute Power, and I don't remember. I must have zoned out during the Aquaman gets new powers part. I don't remember that, but
there we go.
It did get long in the tooth as I continued reading that book. So
really cool design variants and stuff here, as we see some merfolk character, Mira here, other additional characters, bad guys, good Godzilla clones. The New Gods 2, that's of course Ram V writing that one. Justice League, The Atom Project #1, John Ridley and Ryan Perot.
Mm-hmm.
Challengers of the Unknown 2, I missed that on the last one. So, trying to think if I know much about Challengers of the Unknown, but we shall see.
I remember it used to be in the bargain bins.
There we go. Christopher Cantwell, we'll see what he can do with that one. The Question, All Alone, The Watchtower, #3.
That'll be good.
Action, yeah, that looks quite good, actually. Some interesting characters there. Some Batwoman. Action Comics 1082. Detective Comics 1093. You're and my boy Tom Taylor on Detective, so the last bastion of our ability to ride with him.
Yeah, no kidding.
Batgirl 3, an awesome subway fight there. Of course, that being Tate Bromball writing that one. Torun Gronbach with Catwoman 72. Frank Cho with some dope covers on that one. Love those. Poison Ivy 29. Jenny Fresen cover. Keep them coming. Harley Quinn 47. And Nightwing 122. Dan Waters.
I have 119, and that's the first Dan Waters, and I haven't been able to get myself to read it yet.
Yep, I haven't cracked it either.
I'm just like, where can we can go nowhere but down.
Yeah, I know, it sucks.
And I don't even know if I want it. I don't even know if I want to read it. I really don't. I mean, I'm just like, I'm going to be let down.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be as good. And I believe I looked at the cover and it was like one of, it's the first of the 6-issue arc, and things in Bloodhaven will never be the same. It's just bullshit. I'm like, do I really want to do this? I should just think of Nightwing the way it ended and take a break.
It's like going to the funeral. I don't want to see them in the casket. I want to remember how they were alive.
True.
Titans 19, Birds of Prey 17, Black Canary, Best of the Best 3, Tom King on that. Black Lightning 3, JSA 3 as well. We're still all in, Drew. This is a lot of all in.
We are so all in.
Even if you don't want to be, you are.
Yeah.
Green Lantern 19, Green Lantern Fractured Spectrum 1 always makes me think of Fractured But Whole from South Park.
Is that Jeremy Adams that was doing the Aquaman too? Same guy?
Yeah. Yep.
Gotcha.
Green Arrow 20, Flash 17. That's a weird Flash cover. Get cozy this winter with DC's Sweater Weather variant covers.
Oh.
Two-Face #2. Metamorpho, the Elephant Man #2. Shazam 19, Power Girl 17. Jenny Sparks 6, a really nice LaRue Lee cover like that. Batman Full Moon 4 as we continue the Werewolf Batman, and this is the final issue of that 4-issue series. From our Elseworld title, of course, we have DC versus Vampires World War V6. Batman Superman World's Finest 35. Batman Dark Patterns 2. Dan Waters, of course, Batman Dark Patterns. Batman on the Hunt for the Mysterious Wound Man. I am unaware of Wound Man.
Wound Man.
Wound Man. Oh, that's Spoon Man. Never mind.
That's Spoon Man, yeah.
My apologies.
Rest in peace.
Ah, yes. Batman and Robin 17. Philip Kennedy Johnson on that one. Batman and Robin Year 1 4. Mark Wade Grip Samney on that one.
That first issue was fantastic.
Was it? Excellent.
It was so good. Chris Samney, though, born to draw Batman. Just amazing.
Mark Ward and Chris Samney continue their epic exploration of Batman and Robin's early days. Milestone Universe Shadow Cabinet 3, The Shocking Origin of the Alva Family is revealed. Boy, you're going to have to go real far to convince me to care about that. DC Rise of the Power Company #1. DC Power returns for 2025. Brandon Thomas, Vita Alaya, John Jennings, and Zipporah Smith. You have put in 4 artists and 4 writers. I neither know nor care about any of them.
Right?
Anybody on the cover of these. I think that's our boy Duke, the pseudo Robin there. But meh. DC Horror Presents number 4. We are into January and still pumping out horror DC books.
Yeah, I passed on this first one when I saw it, and I just said, it's an anthology. I don't know. Do I really want to?
In a world where Ice Cream Man exists, why look anywhere else?
Why look anywhere else? True.
Yeah. DC Horror Presents Creature Commandos 4. They're jumping out of planes. DC's Lex in the City number 1. I take off of Sex in the City, but it looks all agey, but I'm guessing it's not. It's Weird and Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But I get a Sozo Miyake variant with my boy Nightwing looking okay, interesting on it.
Yeah.
But I do love me some Nightwing. I do love me some Sozo Miyake. Normally
he looks
she does the female form.
And he looks a little gender fluid there.
Yeah. I wasn't sure how to word that, but I think you 2025 did for me, and I appreciate that, brother. Little Batman, month 1, 3, The Brave and the Bold 29 facsimile edition.
Man, that's a great cover. Look at that. Look at those colors.
Beautiful. Limited collector's edition 48 facsimile edition. That is Superman versus the Flash, The Race.
Oh, that's great too.
Yes, limited edition, The Untold Legends of the Batman number 1, the old.
Look at the price on that bastard, though.
$13, $15 for Flash versus Superman. Crisis of Infinite Earth 10 facsimile edition. DC Comics Presents 26 facsimile edition. That gives us, I believe, a grand total of like 8 facsimile editions offered in a given month. Holy crap! It went from a trend and a one-off to a standard practice within 2 years. That's nuts.
It's got to be selling like crazy.
Yeah. And I get the idea of can't afford the Grail, do this, but we have gone off the rails.
Yeah.
Jimmy Olsen's Super Cyclopedia. Don't care. And collected editions, which is when I be quiet and hand it to Drew.
I'm looking at this. Yeah, I was still looking at that Cyclopedia. That's kind of neat. But yeah, I'm scrolling, looking. Kyle's checked out. He's going to go get a drink, take a break, and yeah, nothing's jumping out at me. Zatanna, I didn't finish it, and it's collected. Everything's collected. Looking for something. Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles team up. I never did read that.
Those are
James
great.
Tynion. When was that out? That was out a while ago, right? Maybe I did.
Yeah.
Read those. Dead Man Omnibus 25. Oh, that's cool. Almost 1,000 pages of Dead Man. Oh, I like that. That's pretty cool. That would be for me.
Nightwing Volume 7 Fallen Grace, and there is your final trade from Tom Taylor.
Yep. That puts the pin on it. All right, do you see
these busts of the cows on the back page?
That's kind of cool.
McFarlane toys of the cows. Pick your different. That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool. If it was wearable, that would be even cooler.
Yeah. Drew's got a lot of rubber in his bedroom.
It would fit right in. It would be perfect.
All right, brother. Excellent. So we've looked at the secondary market. We've jumped to 2025 for January. Drew, you and I have not been around for a little while. So while we do not appear to have a fresh comics cover price item,
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and go back in a week in our Wayback Machine to see what we missed last week.
Yes.
And I'm going to start with Vampirella 672, the Will Jack 2024 New York Comic Con Comic Mint KRS comic Virgin, limited to 500.
Holy smokes.
Blah, blah,
That's
blah.
Nice.
Beautiful cover. Super sexy. New York Comic Con, so nobody got a hold of it. $200, resting at 170, with 41 of those 200 books being sold.
Wow. Yeah, it's a great cover.
And it's gorgeous. So I don't know Will Jack, but I will watch you with bated breath, sir, because that is awesome.
Yeah, he's obviously from the Art Germ School.
At rank 2, Absolute Batman #1. You and I talked about this. This is just the Nick Dragotta regular cover. Absolute Batman has been on the top ever since it debuted. It may have tapered off to make room for the New York Comic Con variants, but it's back, baby. The original A is trending once more. The other Absolute Batman variants have fallen off the top 10, but this one is still selling strong in the aftermarket. In fact, it is bringing along a few new variants that are trending below. We tracked 186 books, Drew.
That's awesome.
$30, the high, settling to 25. So, strong work, Scott Snyder. Strong work.
Solid.
At rank 3, Spawn 357, Peach Momoko. It's not what it looks like in the thing. At rank 3, we've got some things moving around, but it's all good. We're going to talk about Spawn. And that is, of course, New York Comic Con 2024. Signed by Todd McFarlane, limited to 500. Blah, blah, blah. New York Comic Con, you probably couldn't get them. Very few people did. In fact, 555 of them already threw them online. High sale of $500 for CGC 9.8 and current models for $289. At rank 4, Absolute Wonder Woman #1. The Hayden Sherman regular cover. Here comes another addition to the Absolute Universe. Wonder Woman flies in strong as she debuts her addition to this new storyline. Just as Absolute Batman was trending when it first debuted, Wonder Woman also leaves her mark with cover A. This version of Wonder Woman was taken from the Amazons and given to Circle to raise in hell. An interesting take on this new dark timeline that is captivating DC fans. We tracked 150 copies. 150 copies for a Wonder Woman book, Drew. That is nuts. I sell at $20, raw settling $210. At rank 5, we have Absolute Batman, but this time we have the New York Comic Con Javier Fernandez, limited to 1,000 books. Out of those 1,000, we've already sold 36 of those. 452 CGC 9.8. And Near Mint Raw settling to $221. Of course, if you're at CGC or if you're at New York Comic Con and you grab one of those, you can run it over the CGC booth and probably get it done in a day or two, which is why they're already encapsulated.
Makes sense.
The Dan Panosian 1 in 25 of those Absolute Wonder Woman, which is a beautiful, beautiful cover. 62 copies of a 1 in 25, which tells you these were ordered in high succession. If we've got 62 copies of a fairly good ratio out there, $50, the high settling to 45. That's still a good return on a 25 ratio to get 45 on. Can't beat that. Wolverine #1, of course, 2024 New York Comic Con Magic the Gathering Edition. Crossover fans of Magic and Marvel rejoiced with the New York Comic Con announcing of Magic's Secret Lair Marvel drop. The heroes of Marvel Universe joined the immensely popular TCG. A free promotional comic in a polybag with a trading card was given away to show the new set. With the Marvel drop going live next Monday, this exclusive card is burning up the aftermarket. Fans of comics and Magic cards alike are hunting down this promotional collectible. We tracked 28 copies. Trending high, sale of $300 for a near mint copy and current raw price of $130. Drew, why is this significant to Kyle?
Because you were a crazy Magic the Gathering guy for a decade.
For a very long time. And what happened to my Magic cards, Drew?
You traded them for comics.
I traded
we got
them
back into comics.
to begin my comic collection at the new 52 mark. I traded my entire collection for $350 worth of credit, which I spent on Walking Dead and New 52 books to jump in feet first into the hobby to just get my collection jump started
and then
at our old LCS.
And then you had seller's remorse during COVID when you saw the cards that you sold for $350 going for thousands.
I had a card in there worth $350, but at the time I didn't have the time, the money, or the wherewithal to do what I should have done with them, which is piece them out, because those cards have hit a market like you would not believe.
Yeah, but who knew? We didn't know. You never know.
Did
I know Venom was going to get 3 movies? I did not. So I sold his first appearance for peanuts and magic beans.
Absolutely. At rank 8, we have Absolute Batman #1, the Javier Fernandez 2024 New York Comic Con Comics Corner 3rd printing Akira homage, limited to 2,000 books. I love this Akira homage. It is awesome. We saw out of the 1,000 limit. I'm sorry. In the text, it says limited to 1,000. In the heading, it says limited to 2,000. So we may never know the answer to that. 71 copies hit the secondary market with a high sale of $150 for CG's 9.8 and a current raw market of $78. At rank 9, they're speaking our language, Drew. Bjorn Barron's 1 in 25 Alien Romulans #1. It is a beautiful cover by a beautiful artist doing beautiful things. That's why 29 copies hit the secondary market with a high sale of $46 and $41 settling, keeping that tight window between the high end and the near mint raw.
I love it when guys like Bjorn Barron's come on strong, debut, and you're like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And he's great, and then he's great for just years and years, and he just keeps cranking them out.
Not like these weird names that we make fun of when we go through the previews book and go, I haven't heard of these artists, and their art's kind of crappy, and then you never hear of them again, and it's like they never existed.
Nope, not Bjorn.
Not my boy by Marriage.
No.
At rank 10 in Sensational She-Hulk #1, the Merca and Dolpho New Champions cover. Blah, blah, blah. Spider-Boy made a pretty big splash in the comics community when he debuted. Since his success, younger versions of Star Heroes have been sprouting up. We've had Maystorm and Liberty debut, as well as Phantasma in last week's top 10. This week we see Hulkette's first cover appearance gain popularity. She'll be featured in the first time in Spider-Boy 13, releasing November 27th. Fans of the character are stocking up as we wait for her incredible debut. 21 copies, $40, 29 if you're lucky.
At rank 11, we have Venom #3, the regular edition. This is Null. First appearance, 35 copies selling. High sale $248 for a CGC 9.8. Raw's going around $123. So really high raw. And you might want to just go for the 9.8 because the raws are pretty close. At rank 12, we have Batman Long Halloween 0 issue we talked about earlier. 17 copies moving here with a high sale of $30 for a near mint copy. That's not too bad.
Not too bad.
And then my personal favorite series right now is Grommets.
Because of your skater background, correct?
Because I am the same age as the kids featured in this series. They're all Gen X, early to mid 70s born teenagers growing up in the 80s, and it's the backgrounds are spot on. The arcades, the malls, the hanging out, the everything's like it, just a trip right back for me.
Warms the cockles of your heart.
Yeah. I owned a skateboard, couldn't skate, but I get the sensibility of it, and it's just a pitch perfect homage to my childhood, which is awesome. And this is the 1 in 10. We always all the 1 in 10s do really well. This one sold 16 copies, high sale $51 for a near mint. Doing great. We get an Absolute Batman foil cover for rank 14, which is kind of a really sparse cover. It's nice, though. 17 of these moved with a high sale of $33. I'm sure that's going to go up. At rank 15, we have the Spawn 357 New York Comic Con retailer Thank You variant, which sold 6 copies according to this, with a high sale of $580 for the near mint.
And again, those are signed by Todd himself.
Yeah, signed by Todd. At rank 16, we have Godzilla's Monsterpiece Theater #1, The Jim Rugg cover, 1 in 10.
I love it. It looks like an old concert poster from the 70s. It's so dope.
It's really, really solid. Well done, Jim Rugg. 24 copies of this moved. High sale of $25 for a near mint, which is, I think, a bargain. Pick that up. At rank 17, we have The Lot.
Boo. Boo.
Oh, we hate this. Why?
Bad idea.
Oh, bad idea. You guys. 13 copies of this bad idea sold. Boo. And high sale of $75 for a near mint.
But it is Marguerite Bennett, I believe. So we like Marguerite Bennett, but boo.
Boo, anyway. At rank 18, we have Absolute Wonder Woman. Number 1, the Jeff DeCal cover. 27 copies of this moved. Really solid looking cover. High sale of $16 for that. At rank 19, we have Venom Lethal Protector.
Volume 1, number 1. $20. That's just staring at me in the face right now.
You gotta sell this. High sale of about 120. How many moved? 22 copies of this moved. One of those could be yours or mine. We've got them. I know where the boxes are. They're all stacked neatly from where my buddies moved them. It's in there somewhere. But yeah, so we got it sold a $120 for a 9.8, and current price is around $23. Rounding out our top 20, we have yet another Absolute Wonder Woman. This is the Jim Lee Black and White Virgin, which is selling 16 copies with a high sale of $175. Oh, it is a 1 in 100, so that makes sense to me. But yeah, it's a pretty stark Wonder Woman cover with a great big
old sword.
What are those swords that are like from Final Fantasy?
It looks like it's not quite a Buster sword. It looks more like a bastard sword, but I know what you're saying.
Gotcha. So yeah, cool. It's nice to dip back in the secondary market and see what's been going on since we've been going.
Mm-hmm.
So this is cool stuff.
Cannot beat it. Let's head on over to good friends at Lunar Distributions. Look at our DC and other books that are coming out on the 13th to see what's hanging around. We got a couple things coming out the 12th, but we're not going to talk about those things. A couple things coming out the 9th tomorrow, like a statue. We're not going to talk about those things. We are laser focused on the 13th and Absolute Batman number 2.
Yeah, these are all going to do really well. These are all great covers. And it's just going to remind me that I need to get my ass motivated and finish Absolute Superman and Absolute Wonder Woman before Absolute Batman 2 comes out, right?
Absolutely.
Nice. Well done. These are great. That Dan Panosian is freaking amazing. Mm-hmm. They're all good, but man.
And they all involve a roided out Batman.
Yes,
Absolute Batman Noir edition of number 1 coming out with that one shot, striking while the iron's hot.
Looks good too.
Action Comics 1075. That Sebastian Fiumara cover B is America, 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 and that's Steve Beach with our good boy Lex Luthor. There is a really dope cover. $7 for this book though. Hey.
Oh, that's a little pricey.
Action 1075, Batman and Robin 15.
Those are great. Those are great too.
And this has some of those McFarlane toy covers mixed in, like Absolute
Which
Batman
are
15.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And then there's Mike Allred finishing up Batman Dark Ages 6 of 6.
Okay. On. I'm trying to remember how long. Man, it feels like 5's been a long time ago.
Yeah. Batman Uncovered number 1, a one-shot. Jim Lee, Joel Jones. Oh, that's right, it's covers. Who gives a rat's?
Well, they're nice to flip through.
Yeah, Black Lightning 1, but don't buy them. Just put them back on the counter when you're done.
Yeah, exactly. We get
Cult of the Lamb going to a second print with its 4th issue. That I can't even see the publisher on that one. I was trying to find it and missed it.
Doing pretty well, though.
Yeah, very cool.
Vampires in DC at number 4. The Domain finishes up with your Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that
character sheet.
Character sheet on 5. Those are so good. I remember those started like 4 or 5 years ago. The first time I saw those cover sheets, I thought they were awesome.
You were in.
I was.
Yeah, you were in.
G.I. Joe #1 cover B.
Oh, the relaunch. Man, that's gonna be great. Is that Jim Lee cover for that? No, Lee Bermejo. Said Lee. I was like, that doesn't look like Jim Lee.
It
does look like
covers.
Lee Bermejo.
Beautiful. And so is Miyake doing a cover. That's the one to have.
Jenny Frizen doing a G.I. Joe cover?
Doing that one there. Even that Lee Bermejo with the Cobra Commander on front. Man, it's good. There's not a wrong answer among them. Jenny Frizen letting you do the foil on her cover. Boy, those are some tight books.
That's going to be great. And I think I might check that out because I can't hop on a book like G.I. Joe that's 300 and some issues in, but I can do a #1. And I've been reading the Energon universe, so I kind of know.
Exactly.
I can play along.
Yeah, Multiversus Collision Detected. Who cares? All AG. Rifters #6. Rome Eternal. From Magma Publisher. Yeah, very nice. You said you've been enjoying Sam and Twitch from the Spawn universe. Is that what you said?
Oh, yes, I love it. Yeah.
It's 8th issue there. String #1 from Mad Cave. Oh, gosh. Spawn Violator #3. Interesting. Toxic Avenger #2 from that relaunch of Toxic Avenger from Ahoy Comics.
I don't remember that. I mean, I knew it existed, that movie, but I don't remember it. I don't know that I ever actually watched it.
It wasn't something that I was like jonesing for.
Yeah, I got to watch that. Yeah,
Beautiful Starscream cover B for Transformers 14. You and I, #6 from Artists, Writers, and Artisans. Witchblade 5. Some good stuff there. Oh, I forgot this has those really cool... Or no, that was... Never mind. That's the trade. I forgot that.
I thought Atlas. You knew.
Well, I just remember loving that Atlas cover, but it was on a different issue.
Yes.
Precious Metal also there. Let me find something real quick. Okay, cool. All right, heading over to our good friends at Previews World. Let's take another scan at our image books and make sure we didn't miss anything for November 13th. Of course, we get a relook at the beautiful G.I. Joe covers. Talk about Rifters 6, Precious Metals 6 as that one comes to an end. You can buy a skateboard deck from from Low, that old Rick Remender book that we loved so much. You can get it as a skate deck for $75, and you can be in grommets.
I could, except I would be, broken bones.
I forgot there is a spoiler cover for Transformers 14 as well. Jorge Corona on that spoilers cover. Down to Boom Studios, of course, Power Rangers, House of Slaughter, Power Rangers Prime.
But Titan gives us some hella cool Heat Seeker Combustion Gun Honey series covers.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, all kinds of nice ones there. And really, really sexy.
Yeah, good stuff. I also forgot, over in Boom, the Wind series. This is the second iteration, The Power of the Blood, #1.
Maybe third, right?
Maybe third, actually, now that I think about it. But this is, of course, our good friend, James Tynion. So we have to talk about him. The Girl Called Cthulhu, which is Mickey Woodcock, 204.
I hopped down to Marvel to take a look at this.
Sorry, I got caught oogling Heat Seeker Gun Honey covers. Sorry about that.
He went back to the top. There you go.
Amazing Spider-Man #61, the Aaron Cooter The Thing.
Damn, that's where I was. You beat me to it.
I apologize. I just worked right on into it.
It's really good. It's really a cool cover. I like it.
Deadpool 8, it ain't easy being Deadpool. This is, of course, Ellie Camacho, the mini Merc with the mouth regenerating her teen degenerate. Very cool cover with Ellie Camacho on it. Love that.
Psylocke gets an Art Germ cover.
Oh,
very nice.
She deserves it. Ewoks with their second issue of their book. Of course, the action figure, our good friend, Midro.
Yeah. Midra.
Yeah. Spectacular Spider-Man 9. Ultimate X-Men 9. Uncanny X-Men 5. Venom War Deadpool 3 of 3. This is ending as we kind of taper off on Venom War. But 3 of 3 is a dope cover where the symbiote appears to be taking over Deadpool, and that is pretty cool. Werewolf by Night, red band, poly-bagged, $5 bag. These poly bags for Werewolf by Night have been very popular.
They've been doing well.
Excellent cover, so this one definitely has the chance to pop as well. I love that cover. And it has a Andre Brescian homage variant of the Wolverine cover, if you look at it with your eyes squinted.
Yeah. Dynamite gives us some throwback stuff. We got some Barbarella, Johnny Quest,
Space
Ghost, Terminator,
wow,
and Virgin of the Thundercats 9 cover, which is
very cool. And some of our smaller publishers as we go down through. ARCBOUND #1. That is a Dark Horse book we didn't talk too much about. That is Tom Hardy, Scott Snyder, and Frank Tieri. So
Tom Hardy writing that?
Yeah, Tom Hardy, Scott Snyder on that Dark Horse book.
Okay. Tom Hardy's pretty great.
Yes. Action Battle #1 from Rebellion 2080 books. It's a bunch of people in airplanes and it's $8, so I moved on.
Calavera Pie #1 from Oni Press. I really hate titles that really don't tell me anything.
Calavera PI. So you're looking at a private investigator.
No, that does tell me everything I need to know.
Yes, I apologize. I knew you had a tangent there, but I cut you off nonetheless.
Thank you. You saved me from myself.
Defiant, Volume 1, Issue 1, The Story of Robert Smalls.
Okay.
From Stranger Comics. Dick Turpin, limited edition. Don't care about it, just wanted to say Dick Turpin.
I want to say Goatman Trilogy, Rise of the Goatman.
Wow.
From Afterlife. Very nice. Lots of manga that I don't read, but I want to. Wish I had the time.
You won't even watch animated things, so stop pretending you would read them.
What? That is a weird, now that you point it out like that, like, I read comics, but I don't watch a lot of animated shows, right?
Yeah, yes. It's one of the weirder things about you, my friend.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's like an unearned snobbery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hoity-toity Drew. Skin Police, #1 from Oni Press, Jordan Thomas, Daniel Gate. The year is 2142. Fertility levels around the globe plummet and black markets for illegal clone babies emerge. Millions of parents used their own genetic material to welcome these new children, only realizing the horrific consequences too late. Ew.
Yeah. Oh, that looks pretty good, though.
Yep. From Blood Moon Comics, we have Starved Rock, #1. John Avini. When a group of hunters accidentally kill a famed local deer, an ancient deity is awakened, and the only way to survive is to venture deeper into the forest.
Just in time for deer season.
Just in time for deer season. Cover A looks dope.
And Yar's Rising, #1, which is an IDW book. that is probably not for me.
Yeah. A lot of cool TMNT books here as well. TMNT 40th Anniversary Collected Celebration Edition. TMNT Black and White Trade. TMNT Mutination, the second issue of that series. Still continuing with great covers. Even that Vincenzo Federici cover really jumping off the page at me. All right, Drew. We may have forgotten a few things, but this is the point of the podcast where I ask for your pick of the week. The one book that you would say you should go to your comic book retail environment. Say, break me off one of those. I got to have it. Drew, what do you got for me?
Even though it's $6, I'm going to go with Absolute Batman #2, the Dan Panosian, hot-ass book. Yeah. And a hot-ass cover, in my opinion, right there. So
I got a lot of tabs open here, including Starved Rock, #1 from Blood Moon about deers. This ARCBOUND #1 from Tom Hardy out of Dark Horse. Love that Werewolf by Night homage cover. And the red band Polygood. Wind intrigues me because my boy James Tinian, but that won't make it. Spoiler cover for work. Transformers always a cool thing. And of course, my Sozo Miyake cover on G.I. Joe. These are all things that floated to the top. I am going to go ahead and say ARCBOUND #1 from Dark Horse, Tom Hardy, Scott Snyder, Frank Tieri with Ryan Smallman on art. A lot of heavy hitters there, and they've wedged Scott Snyder in the middle of there, who is currently on a hot streak.
Very cool. Which cover? A?
Cover A. But man, that Werewolf by Night, Red Band 4, beautiful cover, Red Band. That one's gonna jump in price.
Yeah, I really like the pick though. I mean, Tom Hardy, you're gonna get crossover appeal there. Mm-hmm. Scott Snyder, solid, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Very nice. Get your Scott Snyder out of my Venom.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
Oh, Drew, it's been great to talk to you. It's been great to get back, and it's been great to dip my toes back into the world of comics, Drew. You're not allowed to move again for another 25 years, so that should lock us just a little bit. But we appreciate it. We missed our fans. We missed our friends. We are thankful to be back, and we're thankful for the world of comics so much. We appreciate you guys for listening to us. Head on over to patreon.com. Find comics for fun profit. Throw a couple bucks our way because Drew's got a house to pay for. We appreciate you guys. For Drew and for myself, see ya.
It's true. Wisconsin's best pop culture destination for new comics, back issues, gaming, retro video games, vinyl, and figures. Give them a call, 262-569-9999. Check them out online at cowabungacomics.com or follow them on Twitter at Incredicow. They are our LCS, and we utilize their deep discount mail order service to bring Oconomowoc, Wisconsin closer to us. They'll take care of you. Tell them Drew and Kyle sent you. Say hi to Eric and James from us. If you need an LCS, you can't go wrong with Cowabunga Comics.